Hey, hello, hello, hello. It's Kareem Black, your friendly neighborhood professional photographer. So today, we really do have a good one, for a change. And it's a little bit different than what I've been doing. Just to get to the point, I just got an email from Adobe, and they have granted me access to the beta version of Firefly. And I'm super excited. I got on it. I was fooling around with it for about 5 minutes, and I'm like, you know what? Let me make a show about this, because I just want to... This is my first experience, and I just want to go into it fresh, and I want you guys to experience it with me. So let's get to work. Okay, so first and foremost, how did we get here? So maybe 2 weeks ago, I emailed Adobe. And it's like, look, I want to fool around with your product. I want to fool around with Firefly, and everything's in beta right now, which means they're just testing it out. They just emailed me today, like, hey, like you can join the beta, you can fool around with it, and so that brings us here. And they have this little. Let's start at the beginning. They have this little. They have a few disclaimers, like one, you sort of can't download anything from it yet, which is, I mean, you kind of can. You can do like screenshots, but like with anything like any usable resolution, you can't do that yet. And obviously there are words that you can't use. The great thing about about Firefly is Adobe used some sort of wording saying that they are using all of their own imagery, like that might be under their copyright or something like that. So apparently it's not drawing from imagery from like Getty or things like that, which could be as far as like image output, wouldn't you like to draw from a deeper pond? I think on some level, yes, you would, but on a level of like artists, like, people using artists' work without their permission, I think that to have an insular system like Adobe seems to have is better for artists. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, hold on, let me turn this damn music off, because I want to show you guys something. So when you go to the Firefly page, like this is what you see. You could do they're encouraging you to try these out: text to image, text effects, and recolor vectors. I don't know if the recolor vector thing is happening yet, but this is what I want to show you, because this is like insane. This is basically what Adobe is intending to. This is what they want to do. This is our machine overlords. So this is a look at what we're dreaming up, right? I'm trying to make this as big as possible. Okay. This is what they're trying to do. Watch this. I might have to pause it and just sort of explain why some of this is insane. So that's the prompt. Person standing in front of a window. Okay, cool. This is insane. Wait a second. Did you see that? Hold on. Okay, so basically, they're dealing with sort of like a 9:16, like a portrait-sized image. And what they're saying is, you can extend this image, right? And if I am interpreting this correctly, they are saying that the AI is going to make up the rest of this background. That's crazy. Like, you can't see any of that. Like, how do you make up the rest of the background? I think that's insane. You see that? Here, I'm going to go through it once so you guys can see it, and then we'll pause it. Add depth to an image. That's interesting. 3D to an image. I'm not going to be using any of this stuff. Actually, you know what? I might. Put him in front of a gingerbread house. Wow. It is impossible to look at this stuff and not be impressed. Now, I could be wrong, but in my 10 minutes of fooling around with it before, I think that a lot of this is on the wish list and not something that's actually happening, but I could be wrong. This actually might be a multi-part episode because this is a lot of stuff. It's so interesting. Okay, so when we were talking about sort of the AI generating, like extrapolating what the background may turn into when your background's not in frame, I think that's scary. And it'd be less scary if what they accomplished when they showed us right here wasn't so sort of good. With that said, that's interesting. So picking the styles. All right, we're doing photo realistic. Now we made this background that is so crazy. That is, I don't know if leave in the comments. Like, is that crazy to you? That's so crazy to me. Then you just sort of paint his shirt out. And then you're dressing it. Oh, we need a red jacket. Okay, we're generating a red jacket. No, we want different sorts of red jackets. So interesting. This is... AI is not in a position to be our machine overlords yet, but it is getting there. Like, it is... it's sort of... its strength at interpreting and then guessing, I think, is what I think the better that gets, the scarier it gets. You know, I mean, literally, I mean, you know, not to get all Skynet or Terminator 2 on you, but it's like, you know, it starts to sort of gather information and then make decisions, and then, you know, we're getting closer and closer to, you know, war with the machines. This is actually super interesting also. I don't think that we can do this yet in Midjourney, but it's a Midjourney. Have I been calling it Midjourney all the time? In Firefly. Cloud over sky, season reflection. That's interesting. Mythical temple in the middle of the jungle. This upscaling is super interesting also. You know, for a professional photographer like me, who's been shooting a while, you know, I mean, there's some stuff off my original 5D that I would love to sort of upscale and sort of make it on the same level as my Sony 8R7 III. All right, so let's get into the nuts and bolts of this thing. I do like okay, whatever, text effects. I think it's interesting. These are some examples of what I guess can be done or what other people have done. So I think that a lot of people are going to ask this question. Sort of at the end of the day, Midjourney versus Firefly, who gets the belt? And I think that the jury's still out. The interface on Firefly on Midjourney is very annoying to me. It's like the Discord is annoying to me. There's a Discord for Firefly too, but you don't have to. It doesn't seem like you have to be in it to actually use it. Realistic tiger fur. All right, you're not gonna expect me to go by to skip by that and not play around with it. Okay, so on the bottom you have sort of the word that you're going to put in there, and then sort of the treatment. Let's see if I can do, and what I love to do with AI is kind of just to fool with it just very, very slightly and see how it interprets stuff. So realistic, instead of tiger fur, let's do lion fur. And I want to see if it's sort of, well, that's super interesting. Now you can see it takes a little bit of time to render, but that's interesting though. Text effects, so it's like You want your lion's fur to be tight or loose. I guess that's tight. That's interesting. Let's see what it means to be sort of loose lion's fur. Oh, I gotcha. Actually, it looks really good. Can I do photorealistic lion fur? How about photorealistic long lion fur? Not too different, but that's sort of what we're dealing with. These are some options down here. I'm not exactly. I guess it's just more playing on the theme. Oh, look at little paws. And also, instead of this, we can do different words. Now that's super interesting here. Like you can see above the R and sort of around the A, the fur is not as, I mean, it seems like it's cut out from a white background. And I think that if we bring that into, well, it's interesting. Well, we can change our background color. And when well, here's the thing. I was about to say when we download, but the problem is Adobe is committed to promoting transparency around content generated with AI, with downloading content generated with AI. Content credentials will be included. Adobe will include content credentials with all. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I'm not going to download this now. I thought that you couldn't download stuff from here. Oh, that's interesting. They put like a little watermark in the corner. I will try to fool around with that later. I didn't know that you could actually download stuff. I wonder how big it is. We can fool around with the fonts. I need a longer playlist. There we are. So I'm going to view all of our fonts. And I thought there were more fonts than that. Hello? I feel like I might have blown up Firefly. Alright, we're back. But here are a list of fonts that you can sort of fool around with. So it's like, we're not dealing with a pool that is that deep yet, but I expect it to evolve. I mean, it's a beta, I wonder if I download from this with no background, if this is just, vector. Like, I wonder if it's, I'm going to fool around with that in a little bit. And, that's part of the fun of this whole thing, right? We've got wires, bundle of colorful electric wires. How about bundle of electric wires on fire? Oh, now this is, I just felt that tingle. Man. Like, there might be something here. Hold on, let me see. Can I just I just want to put a heart there. Okay, that's one of my favorites. All right. So that's what we're doing. Here's some more. I like the fact that they do have like sample prompts here where it's like, and so, I mean, it looks like you have maybe like 30 sample prompts, denim jeans, but it looks like it is sort of, good at going outside these prompts. I mean, let's see, leather jeans. She's done black leather, Terminator style. That's sort of not yet there, but sort of. Alright, so you guys kind of get the point. Let's see, sample prompts, go back, text effects. You can pick background colors, which are kind of cool. So I think that there's a ton of promise there. Actually, you know what? How about this? Here's something weird. New York. And I don't know what it's about to do here. If I just put the name of a place and then... Oh, interesting. This is how it interprets New York. Huh. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. I'm just curious. Sorry, I know that I'm getting a little gross. So California ain't that much different from New York, apparently, according to Firefly. Which I would completely disagree with. But there's some cool stuff here. Toasted bread, like these are some examples of prompts that other people have done, and I think that there's a lot of promise here, man. Gingerbread decoration. Wow, look at this. Sequins. Absolutely unbelievable. Cheese popcorn. Sure. Let's see what I want to do. So if we want to do sort of an apples to apples comparison, for most of what's being done in Midjourney, I think it's the text to image, because most people go into Midjourney and sort of do these text prompts, and then they make their images. The one thing that I do not know if you can do on here is to import your own images and fool around with them in that way, which I would love to kind of... I don't know. The success that I've had in Midjourney has been, sort of fooling around with my own images. But anyway, so just like in the text, the text stuff that Firefly was doing, you can see here examples of what other people were doing and the prompts. A treehouse set in the clouds on a sunny day, surreal. Vibrant colors, geometric shapes, abstract patterns, movement and flow, texture and layers. That's, you know what, that thing not doing any of that, but okay, cool. What's the prompt here? Midtown Manhattan, cherry blossoms on a rainy day, a nouveau. Huh. Big Bang universe explosion, supernova blast out of bath bombs, super detailed backlighting. Huh. It's so interesting seeing people's prompts and then seeing what this thing spit out, What is this? Organic house embedded into a hill terrain design, architectural photography, style of architect. You know what? Let's see what's going on with this. All right. So I'm going to take all of these prompts and sometimes I just like to put in something vague. Like sometimes I'll start out with like just New York or something, but I just want to see what happens if we put New York at the end here. I just want to see how it changes it. Now again, like on the bottom, you see your prompt window. Huh, didn't really change it too much. And then we have like our styles. So let's clear our styles. Oh, actually, you know what? Hold on. I want to go back to the wide angle. Anyway, whatever. How about this? So styles, you have a bunch of different styles, and then you go into... Oh, that's interesting. So techniques has a bunch of different... Let's see. So splattering technique. So interesting. I don't see too much of a difference here. Let's see. Content type, none. Let's say photo. And then we're going to try to start to fool around with the AI and see what it does when we try and fool it. Okay, so this isn't really. I want to wipe this. I want to wipe this clean. So, again, let's start with something vague. We still have our styles, photo, and let's do photo. And let's see what's happening here. For the best result, use a longer prompt and describe what you want in more detail. That's very helpful. These are amazing. Okay, so you know, it's interesting because I'm a New Yorker. I mean, I'm from Philly, but I've been in New York for 20 years. And so I can tell where they're grabbing some of these, some of this content from. I can tell where they're grabbing a lot of it from. And it's just interesting watching the computer think, you know, like it has no idea that, you know, something like this is not architecturally sound kind of thing, you know. Even though, like, with the light and shadow, it does sort of look like it could be a three-dimensional form in real space. Here's another one of our New York tries. I don't know what this line is over here. But yeah, no, it's just fascinating seeing what because we can compare it. I can compare it to some place that I know and live, you know. New York street. Rainy day, hyper stick. Let's try that. And I'm still gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? Let's see, acrylic painting, watercolor. That's interesting. And I think that it's trying to give me... Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I've never seen some taxis look like that. But it's because it's... You know what's interesting? It's because it's in a painterly style. I mean, this is like oil paint, you know, like you can see sort of like the wide brush strokes. You know, it's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. Okay, cool. Cool, let me out of this. Palette knife. I'm gonna take care of the. I'm gonna get rid of the photos and just do the palette knife. This is so. I don't know. I just love watching the computer think. Gotcha. I always love a good sunset. Let's just keep on building on this. Let's see how far we can take it. Let's see how far we can take it. You know, oh, that's great. Actually, you know what? I'm sort of, you know, how do I say this? I like this. I like it because it's not realistic. It's not sort of attempting to be. Hold on. But you know, I would, you know, it's funny, like growing up, my dad had a painting like this on the wall. And it's just so interesting to see how these things can be sort of interpreted. Wow, look at that. Okay, hold on. Okay, so what I want to do is this. I want to see if we can make something. Let's see, popular, digital art, synthwave, neon, no. Movements, okay. Let me see, steampunk. We're going to get rid of our palette knife. Can we do rainy day, hyper-realistic sunset, photo, photography. Let's see if we can... Oh, you know what? And maybe next time we're going to go into the content type, we're actually going to do a photo. Super interesting. We're still in the painterly world, though. Let's see. I mean, can we create something that is in some way realistic? Look at this. Look at what happened to this guy right here. Look at what happened to this guy right here. This guy's having a bad day. Actually, the whole city's having a bad day. Jesus Christ. It is very impressive what can be done here. But I really think I need to fool around with it a little bit more. I think I'm gonna jump off it a little bit and then do another episode. I'm gonna fool around with it a little bit more and do another episode. Line drawing, stippling. I don't know what that is. Bold lines, palette knife, effects, fisheye. Okay, you know I have to do it. Let's try this. Let's see how much this affects it. I like adding one prompt at a time just to see what happens, you know? Sort of, I guess. Oh, you know what? Here's something that I'm going to do before I go. This is something that I did in Midjourney, and it was kind of cool, and I want to see what happens here. Styles all photo. I want to see if I can do product photo. That's funny. Flat colors, collage, painting, spattering. I don't want to do any effects. You know what? It's interesting because Adobe, and because they've done Photoshop, because they've done Illustrator, to have all of these sort of presets built in, I think that's, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that's something that Midjourney had. I think it's like super interesting that Firefly has this. Tone, warm tone, cool tone, vibrant. There's a lot of stuff that can be done here. Realistic. Photograph, playing chess in at midday. Let's try that. And I really want to see, maybe I need to fool around with it more, but look, see, now these are looking somebody's got to teach Firefly, first of all, about ears and about sort of facial hair. It's so interesting. Like at a glance, I was sort of, my gripe was the chessboard, because I'm kind of like, what the hell, as a chess player. But yeah, our computer overlords are not going. This is not horrible, especially the blurry background. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna call this episode 1 of a continuing series on Firefly. I really like it. I really like it. In some ways, it's more intuitive than Midjourney, which I would expect. Hey guys, what's up? So that was an interesting one. Hopefully it was for you. For me, definitely is my first time sort of fooling around with Firefly. I have fooled around with Midjourney a little bit before. I certainly wasn't as enamored with it as a lot of people, and I see it as sort of a tool and a curiosity, and obviously something that as photographers we should learn and should be familiar with in the industry. As most of you guys know, professional or otherwise, everyone's talking about AI, and it just behooves us to just know what the hell is going on in that world, and for our job security, but also For our job security. It's, if there's something that is going to have such a huge impact on what we do and on our world, we should know what it's about. And so I'm learning. You guys are learning. Let me know in the comments. Like, have you guys fooled around with Firefly? What do you guys think of AI? What do you guys think of Midjourney? I think that I'm a curious student of this stuff, and I think that I see the limitations, but I don't think that its limitations are going to be here for long. I mean, these things learn at a geometric rate, and we are helping them learn just by fooling around with them. So, let me know your thoughts. I'm going to do a part 2 of this, or maybe a part 3 also, because just my adventures in Firefly, and let's learn about it together. I think that'd be cool. Listen, like and subscribe if you hadn't. I appreciate everybody's comments. I do look at them. I want to learn from you guys, and hopefully I've taught you guys some stuff too. Trying to bring some entertainment and build a community here. Those are my socials. I always think they're over there, but they're over there. Those are my socials. Definitely follow me on the platforms, and I'll see you next time. It's your friendly neighborhood professional photographer bidding you adieu.